What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. This is our third attempt at filming this video today. We've had rain, the camera has shut off on us. We're back in the office now. I've got the Canon R5 out. Let's go over the fall transition. We're gonna roll that intro and we're gonna get into it, guys. Alright guys, so the fall transition. I have to try and remember everything I have said over the last two videos. I don't know what happened with the other cameras, but the R5 is not going to let us down. So the fall transition is here. We just got back from reel 'em in on Cherokee Lake and it was absolutely gorgeous. The leaves are changing, the shad are moving up, they're going shallow, and the bass are following. You know, a lot of people talk about how this time of year is very difficult to fish. A lot of people will put their fishing gear away for hunting gear. That's not me. I am a 100% angler. I don't hunt whatsoever. So this time of year is exciting for me. We're gonna be able to get out there. There's gonna be a lot less boat traffic and we're gonna be able to catch a lot of fish. Now, the fall time, historically for me, I don't catch a lot of big fish. I catch a lot of numbers. So that's the big thing for me, is a lot of numbers. So let's talk about where these fish are going to be, what they're going to be holding to. Let's just go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, shad, forage, all of the bait, everything has to do with the bait fish. No matter where they are, what they're eating, you have to follow those bait fish, because these fish are not going to be holding on a whole lot of cover. You know, they're going to be out on rock ledges, stumps, trees, stuff like that. There'll be a couple here and there, but majority of them are going to be holding on to the shad. The shad is their cover. Now, we're gonna go over baits and everything like that in the next video, but today's video, we're just going over where they're gonna be and what they're eating and all that jazz. So on the TVA lakes, a lot of, you know, we've got a lot of shad here, bluegill, stuff like that. It's a lot of some crayfish, but majority of it is feeding on those threadfin shad and all that jazz that are swimming around in there in those massive schools. So what you're gonna wanna do is run creeks and coves, anywhere that those shad are gonna be able to ball up and just sit there and let those bass just chew on them. So what the bass are gonna do is swim around. They're kind of like a good cattle dog. They round up all those shad in that area. They create a nice big ball, and all those bass are working together, no matter what size they are: 1 pounders, 2 pounders, 3 pounders, 4 pounders, 7 pounders, 8 pounders. They're all going to be working together to kind of corral those shad, so they're able to just come up, feed, get it, and go back down to wherever they're holding those fish to. They don't feed constantly, so you're gonna have to find that feed window. And I know that's the one thing that a lot of people are like, I can't ever catch anything, I can't ever find them. I know where they are, but they're just not eating. A lot of it's got to do with an eating window. What time frame are they actually going to be eating and chewing on those shad? So for me personally, first thing in the morning, that's, you know, just the big deal. First thing in the morning, you're going to look for those big schools, or that structure that you know those shad are going to be pinned to. Throw your top waters, all that jazz, and you're going to be able to get a couple of those fish picked off then. Then later on into the afternoon, you're going to be able to get a lot of those fish to come up and start feeding again in the afternoon. They do feed later in the day for whatever reason, usually you know, 1, 2 o'clock, they'll feed again. And then of course again in the evening. A lot of it also has to do with your moon phases and everything and how much light there is at night and all that jazz. But that's kind of the real big secret to fall time fishing, is making sure that you've got the proper feed windows, making sure that you have the proper amount of shad there. You don't want too much shad, you don't want too little shad, because if they have just this massive smorgasbord of food that they can just eat whatever they want, it does get a little bit difficult to be able to catch those fish unless you catch them in a feeding frenzy. So next week, we're gonna go over the baits and everything, but as far as the pattern goes, once you pin down a pattern, you're gonna be able to run that on almost the entire lake. So if if you're out on Douglas and you run into Reimer Creek or something and you find them on secondary points pinned up in there, 68-degree water temperature, you're gonna be able to run that for the entire lake. You'll be able to run that from Flat Creek all the way up to Swans if you wanted to, or on Cherokee, all the way from German Creek down to the dam, or all the way up to the river. You can run it anywhere. Once you have the pattern dialed in, you can run it everywhere. And as soon as you have that pattern dialed in, you run to the the secondary points. If there's nothing there, run to the next creek. Just keep running until you find that nice concentrated school of fish that you're wanting in that water temperature, and you'll be able to get on your fish very, very easily. Guys, if y'all like these videos, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Next week's video, we're going to do all of the baits that we use for this time of year. I know this was a very short video, but like I said, I filmed this. This is the third time I've filmed this, and I can't even remember everything I've gone over. We just got back from Reel 'em In. Huge thank you to Reel 'em In TN for throwing my bachelor party for me this weekend and going out fishing and having a great time down there on Cherokee. Go over there on Instagram and Facebook, give them a follow, as well as Michael Knapp Fishing on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all those places. Follow me over there. Take care, everybody.